Hi, I'm Gerard Paul, the pro-life guy. You know, when it comes to abortion, I've heard both sides of the argument. I mean, I've been involved in pro-life activities, all legal, mind you, for the better part of the last 30 years. I've heard both sides of the issue, believe me, millions of times over. I've tried to see the pro-choice side of the issue. I mean, you push it as saving the life of a woman. But even after all my research, I see it as killing the life of a baby. You know, I've spoke to women out there, not necessarily pro-choice or pro-life, but women who were desperate, who were seeking an answer. I've spoke to women who were looking to have an abortion. I've spoke to women who have already had abortions. I've spoke to women who were unclear on the issue at all and didn't really know much about it. I've heard all sides of the issue. And, you know, a lot of the things that I heard, you got to understand, I've spoke to women who said, I'm not going to get up 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning and give that baby a bottle. Or I spoke to women who said, I'm not going to change a diaper 10 times a day. I've spoke to women who says, I ain't got time for a baby. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. I'm too busy living my life. I'm too busy going out and partying Friday night. Yeah, you don't want to take care of the baby, but you're out there making a baby. From what I hear from the pro-choice side, the arguments I hear from the pro-choice side do not convince me that the murder of a baby is okay. I mean, there's really nothing that you can say, I guess, that would change my mind on that. Now, you got to understand, I've tried to see your side of it. At one time in my life, maybe 10 years ago, I kept trying to see your side of it. I kept meeting all of these pro-choices. I'm saying, some of them are really nice people. Some of them doctors and lawyers, they make so much sense. Oh, they seem so concerned about the woman's life. But then when I interview the woman doesn't give any good, viable arguments. They'll either tell me things which I just said to you, the lazy part of it, they don't want to take care of a baby, or they'll reiterate to me things that the doctor said to them, but they really have no thoughts on it themselves. See, I think that a lot of these women out there who are having abortions, I think they talk themselves into it. I think maybe a lot of them do look at both sides of the issue, you got to understand. But some of them say, they weigh it in different measures. They don't look at it as a life. You see, you got to understand. Since 1973, when abortion first was legalized, Planned Parenthood has been pushing the idea that the baby is not a human. And this is planted in people's heads today because they're born into a society where they're told that the baby is not a human. Do you know that before 1973, Planned Parenthood used to put out pamphlets talking about how the baby is a human and how unsafe abortions are? Now they put out pamphlets saying how safe abortions are. Gee, the way the tide has turned, we haven't learned anything new, but abortions are safer. Like I said, I've tried to see both sides of the issue. And only the pro-life side of the issue makes sense. See, you try to push this thing forth that all pro-life people are religious zealots, and that's the reason why they're pro-life. I was watching a TV show about abortion the other day. They were showing pro-lifers, and you had the pro-choice person from the clinic saying, they don't have a life. They do have a life. As a matter of fact, I have a great life. I have a lot of hobbies. I have a lot of family, a lot of friends. I go to a lot of barbecues. I go to a lot of parties. I go to a lot of weddings. I go to a lot of funerals. But I know a lot of people, you have to understand. A lot of people. And I think it's because of the positive factor that pro-life gives. It's an attraction. But you pro-choicers out there, you try to turn the tables and say, oh, these are people who have no life. No. No. These are people who care. These are people who care about the baby's life. This is a baby at about 10, this is a model of a baby, a replica of a baby in the womb at about 10 weeks old. It's got eyes, nose, mouth, genitalia, arms, legs. Do you realize the heart has been beaten since it was 18 days old in the womb? Do you realize since the first day of conception, it had DNA, the eye color, the hair color, the IQ, the personality, the facial features, everything came into effect at the first day of conception? Women, please, have a heart for your little baby. You know, things will get better. If you're having a tough time right now or misconceptions, things always work their way out. That's the way life is. That's what life is for. This is what life is for. Life is meant for you to be fruitful and multiply, not for you to destroy. Anyway, I thank you much for watching my video. And like I always say, life is a miracle. Save the babies.